and support to make informed decisions that strengthen their families and grow their businesses. Respect her voice, support her choices. For more information, contact your district or city Grow Project focal person or call 0800 307 777. The Grow Project is a government initiative implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and Private Sector Foundation Uganda with support from the World Bank.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312 206 400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
We are the DPF. We protect your money. Protection Fund of Uganda.
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential.
With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Le Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
In 1986, a new chapter began. A fundamental change was etched into the heart of our nation. Uganda has since then witnessed a socio-economic transformation under the leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Through peace and security of persons and property, economic growth, infrastructure expansion, health improvements, education, regional integration, industrialization, digital transformation, youth and women empowerment, wealth creation, among others. A nation once in recovery is now a beacon of regional stability. The people have spoken, and the NRM government has been given another term in office. The Board of Directors, Management and staff of the Uganda Broadcasting Corporation proudly congratulate His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Tibuhaburwa upon his resounding victory in the recent elections. Witness history as it happens as we broadcast the swearing-in ceremony on Tuesday, the 12th of May 2026, live at the Kololo Independence Grounds here on UBC TV, our radio stations, and all our digital platforms. Ugandans, let's protect our gains. Long live NRM, long live Uganda. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Hello, hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for keeping it with us on UBC TV. This cold Wednesday morning. Now, today we are going to be discussing something very important, because many of us are excited to see Uganda attain the $500 billion economy. And with me, I have the Honorable Minister in charge of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Monica Mosenero. Doctor, you're most welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Uganda.
It's a pleasure having you also on such a topic. But even before you go any further, Doctor, when you talk about the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, many Ugandans wonder, what does that ministry do? What is your mandate? What are you in charge of? When would we look for you or hold you accountable?
Oh, well, thank you very much. First of all, let me make a small correction. We no longer have the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. That ministry was wound up by the President in 2021. We have a Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat at the Office of the President.
It's now a secretariat.
It's a secretariat, and there is a reason why it is a secretariat, both in its purpose and functions. Yes. So, because science is not really a sector, science is not really a sector the way you would put like the sector of health, like the sector of, because health is a health, it has its own main road, which it moves. Education is education, it has its main road. But science is not a sector. Science is an approach to the economy. It's an approach to the entire economy. So you'll find that there is science in health, there's science in agriculture, there's science, and then there is knowledge that is all embracing. There is science in at economy, there is science in everything. And that is why the President, after trying so many feats of putting this into a sector, decided to make it a secretariat under his office. So that it has that coordinating power, that coordinating ability to bring it, instead of making it a peer sector to all these other ones. So that, but at the Office of the President, there is coordination of all the sectors, of all the executive. So this being a technical unit, we still coordinated at the Prime Minister's, but our work is to see how do you catalyze the economy using knowledge. How do you transform the economy using knowledge? So that is what we do. And I'll be happy to explain and share with the Ugandans this morning.
Now, that said, we are looking at empowering Ugandans to a $5 billion economy, and that time is not very far. And we've seen President Yoweri Museveni talk about this, and saying at least by stipulated time, 2040, at least we must have achieved this. Now, through science, technology and innovation, Doctor, can we hit this timeline?
Actually, I've heard on more than one occasion the President saying he wants this earlier. Even when he was writing his assignment that he gave me, he said to attain this by 2040, if not earlier. So the goal is not even 2040. The goal is to hit it earlier, before 2040.
Which is almost 8 times of what we are able, what our economy is today.
Yes. But you see, it is not without precedence, and it's not without confidence that the president has laid out this vision. Because although it has come out to the public now, the 500 figure, but Vision 2040, this is what it is all about. Vision 2040, this was about this. Now, the president himself as a person anchored since 1986. Of course, to us, to the public, he says he has been working on this before, but to the public, when he became president, he articulated this vision from 1986. When you look at the NRM, the 4 principles of NRM, even when they were still popularly the 10-point program, the socio-economic transformation. Now, socio-economic transformation, it can only come when you achieve what this 500 billion reflects. So if I am driving from Uganda to Nairobi, let's say, I don't know how many hours we can drive that, and I'm driving, it is possible, isn't it? But about how many hours does it take me?
Akamba's about 6.
Okay, it's a bit more than that to drive. Even if you're driving, it will take you about 8 or so hours or to 10 hours to drive from Kampala to Nairobi. Now, you could drive to Nairobi, you could take a bus to Nairobi, but I could get to Nairobi from Entebbe in just an hour or less.
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45 minutes. Now, what has happened? I was moving on the road. I was driving, and that really, you have to drive very fast, assuming the roads are good, assuming. But if I want to get to Nairobi in lesser time, I have to transform. Now, the word trans means change. So like when you say transport, you are referring to change of location. You are taking from one place to another. So you change form. So when you change form, you are able to get to Nairobi from Entebbe in 45 minutes. Now, the same distance, but he has achieved. So what will it take Uganda to get to that destination? It's transforming the economy. That's why we call it the socio-economic transformation. It is going to, we need to change the form of what we sell, the form of what we produce. But we also need to change how we ourselves, the citizens, perceive the economy. If we do not change that, because then that's the social, the ability for us to change the way we relate in society, especially in terms of economy. So this is where science technology comes in. Because science, technology, and innovation is the only known vehicle which transforms economies. The rest can grow the economy, which is like a driving. To Nairobi, you'll still get there, but not in that time. If you want to get there faster, maybe you can try a boat over Lake Victoria. I don't know if that can take you there. But science, technology, and innovation, from the ancient, the Industrial Revolution with the British, the first one, that's how they went far ahead and they were able to come and colonize everybody. The America, especially after the First World War, they started the science because they wanted to become superior at war. But after the war, they now had a lot of this, so they figured out that they can deploy the same technologies for civilian purposes. And so they started to go. So science, technology, and innovation is it's the airplane actually. It's the one that lifts, because when the airplane is setting off, yeah, it has a bit of turbulence, but it does not face the same issues of traffic jam, of potholes, so science, once it has stabilized in the nation, it changes what we sell. Instead of you selling green coffee beans, you'll be selling about 30 coffee products from coffee. The ground coffee is the basic one. We have the soluble coffee, we have coffee oil, the cold press, and these are very high value. A liter of coffee oil will sell for a lot more than just the coffee bean. So you have changed. You're still producing coffee, but you're no longer looking at coffee as a commodity. You're looking at coffee as an industry. I was giving an example of cassava. You know that cassava, this one which is grown around, and if we apply science, even just the known science now, without us going into detail, we can produce over 40 products from cassava, and that cassava, that science world, what it has created is a 3 to 5 trillion US dollar market globally, if you apply science. So you can imagine that I can multiply the value of the economy. And really, what we have achieved the past 5 years, if it is fully embraced by the whole of government, and we go, I expect by 2035 we'll be chasing that.
Well, Doctor, that you have said and well explained, that if we focus on the STIs, we can't get there. But let's go now to the realities of what we are able to do currently, and the investments that will take us there. You've mentioned something to do with cassava. Just an example that you've given us. And you and the president are lonely wolf in this, because it needs other sectors also to buy into, move into that dream.
Yes, indeed, and we are well on our way on that. First, it was the president alone. He was really alone. I studied the history, and he was moving and nobody could understand. Now he has Musenero. Musenero is a champion. She's out here. She understands. She supports his work. And Musenero has multiplied people around me. I have a team of rangers. I have all these people now in the different companies. We now have over 100 different companies. We have individuals in universities that have now really picked up. So the population has grown so dramatically. Even when you look in the different sectors, many sectors have embraced. For example, we are now able to produce locally our own diagnostics, and the Ministry of Health is buying it. So they have embraced it. The Ministry of Health is buying locally produced drugs. So the Ministry of Agriculture is working on the coffee production as we work at the value addition end. So when I was we were just entering this term, you remember there was a saga about value addition, to coffee. That's not the same attitude now. So people protest things because they do not really understand them, and they don't want to go into the unknown. And over the past 5 years, we have worked to open science, and now as we go into this Science Week, we are saying science works. We are saying science works, and I've seen the change in the attitude in the country, even the media, over the past 2 years, because they started seeing the outputs, they started seeing, but there is a lot more behind there which is being formed. So we have seen a great appreciation in the Ministry of Finance of this PSST. We have been presenting to him, and we have seen better appreciation in Parliament. Not because these people before, they didn't want to understand, but because science had not been articulated. And over the past 5 years, we have done that. And if you recall, I promised Ugandans that I was going to keep science in your face. And many more people now in the public, even when I see on social media, there is more positive appreciation. Now we are able to see science, we are able to work science. Somebody is able to get onto a Kayora bus and feel it. Somebody goes to hospital and they prescribe a medicine made here. You go and do a PCR test, which is made here. You go to see these facilities that we have, the Deep Tech Center, and you go and touch and make an electronic. You are able to touch a calculator made in Uganda. So people have changed. And over the next 5 years, I expect a drastic acceleration.
Yeah. Now, Honorable Minister, we have countries like Korea, Singapore, Israel, China. They were able to make this transformation. What is that they did that we must do?
Now, what they did, one, they had very visionary leadership. And that ingredient, big tick, we have. His Excellency is sold into science, technology, and innovation. I learn from him. Yeah, I learn from him from time to time. These Chiramotos, these were his visions. I learned from him. Number two, in terms of vision, we have the two levels. We have the head of state, because even in South Korea, if you don't have that at the head of state, then you will not get it. But now this ministerial, the executive level, the one that executes, the one that translates that vision, that one now we have. What we need, the clarity of prioritization, because South Korea had to go into a very big clarity of prioritization. So right now, we have very clear priorities. We have two segments. We are pushing, we have value addition to what we are making, and you've seen when the president banned the export of minerals, people are like, no. But now you've seen more industries coming here to process and add value. Secondly, we have the new economy. Nobody thought that Uganda would be making cars, and good cars, excellent cars, state-of-the-art, a bus which has made the world record of driving from Uganda to South Africa. You know, so we have that. What other things we need? One, we'll have to accelerate putting up that specialized infrastructure for research, specialized infrastructure to support innovation, to support the whole, what we call the highway. The highway has 6 milestones: the science, the technology, innovation, we have the manufacturing, then the commercialization. We must build brands. Like we want to build the world brands. You know, South Korea went there because you are able to buy Samsung here without even knowing where Samsung is, because there is a brand. So we have to build brands. And then we must link all that to the economy. We have to be economy sensitive. One, are we creating value in the economy? By the way, that's the difference between growth and socioeconomic transformation. For example, you have to fill the jobs. Which kind of jobs are people having? If you just focus on growth and you're not transforming the economy, because we have been educating people, there are people who want different types of jobs, and we must be creating them. Between the cassava plant and the final product that I sell, I should create there at least 20 or 30 years of jobs in between. We need also to build the human capital. Over the past 5 years, what we have focused on was to build that core, the core human capital. I'm not talking about labor. There are many people who are available, but they need to be transformed into people who can work in this kind of sector. Not everybody can work there. This is a sector that requires a lot of self-sacrifice, a lot of sacrifice. You've seen my team, they call themselves rangers. So we need those people. Then we need investment. South Korea went, globally it is recommended that for any country to achieve that, that rate of growth, which we are now anticipating, you need to invest at least 2% of GDP annually.
That could be big, and takes me back to what you said, priorities.
Yes.
Is that a priority for us, Doctor?
It has to be, because let me tell you, it has to be. Otherwise, what will happen? You will try to take 10 hours to drive from Kampala to Nairobi.
Instead of 45 minutes.
But your goal is to reach there?
In 45 minutes.
Yeah, because that vision was not set by me. That vision was set by His Excellency the President. The 500 billion was stated by the Minister of Finance. And Ugandans will have to understand that, understand the logic my mother had. When my mother was training me and we were little kids, should put some groundnuts in a small basket and send you to go and plant. Now as a kid, what is your priority?
Chewing on them.
The priority is So my mother would send us, and to make sure that she builds that trust, she would not come. But when you are just getting near, she will call you back. My middle name is Jane, and that's what she used to call me. So she said, Jane, now when every time you put your hand in that basket, you have a choice to make. Put it in the ground, and 3 months later, you will have more, or put it in the mouth, and we will starve. So the country has to make that choice. You see, my task over the past 5 years has been to show that science works. It has been to take science out of the universities, out of the research institutions, and encourage everybody to translate, to take it out of the laboratories, to take it out of the ivory tower, and make it touch the economy. And I think I have ably done that. And I don't think there is doubt that science works now. You can choose not to accept it, but it is the only way. But secondly, what else will you do? Do you think that you're going to continue with the informality in the economy? You see, the jobs, especially the jobs that we have were created by that system of employment was created by the colonialists. When the colonialists came, they established a pipeline for raw material production, right from the people who produce at the farm, that is the community, to the traders, to the administrators. They established some things to some administrative roles and clerkship, and some supportive roles like teachers and what. Now, at that time, Uganda had a very small population. Their biggest issue was people. Now, since then, we have grown so much. But you know what? We are still using that same pipe. Now the public service is full. And because we are not transforming the economy, private sector setup is very, very limited. Because you are supposed to grow that standing on a knowledge economy, on knowledge. As I told you, if instead of selling cassava, where we eat it as maybe some of us, you can even from the garden eat some raw cassava, and then you cook it or you roast it or then you grind it. You can't even make a decent loaf of bread from the cassava we have now. But I can make over 40 industrial products coming from cassava. And can you imagine the absorbing power of human capital? So what will you do? We just have to come on to this. But I'm glad that everybody seems to be coming on board. The Minister of Finance is on board. They are coming. They have to balance. I understand they have to balance the consumption. But the President is fully committed. And the allocation they have given us this year has given me hope that we are beginning to see this. And as these things, the good thing with science and the way the world is set up now, we are going to attract a lot of investors. We'll attract a lot of capital coming in. Because Uganda is now seen as a global darling, demonstrating how science works to build the economy. We have been all over.
Now, Doctor, when you talk about science, technology, and innovation, in a layman, how do they translate into economic growth? Because most of the people, they run to the lab, run to satellites in space, run to... Now when we see the Kira motors, yes, we have the vehicles manufactured here. How many Ugandans own not one, do I know, apart from the vans we see? So there is still so much
which is not known.
Which is not known, and people still wonder now, this science, when we are talking of science, we go to laboratories. When we talk about the $5 billion economy, we still don't understand. One would say now, when we launched our satellites, how would me here or my grandmother in the village, how much, what value came in? So please open our eyes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Although we talk about science, or sometimes we say STI, which is science, technology, and innovation, it is actually a system of production, which is we know as the knowledge economy, where you prioritize putting in knowledge. You don't just do things the way they told you, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. So this is a production where you keep learning and putting that knowledge to produce new products. So we have, the way I can describe it now is in 6 milestones. And I invite Ugandans, please come to the Kororo. I will be explaining this over and over. But what are they? Science, the knowledge. So the whole of science is about translating ideas or knowledge into economic products. Everything you see was once an idea. Even that TV, the TV that we are on, it was once an idea. Secondly, you use that knowledge to build technology. Let me use Professor Muranga, banana. I think all of us know banana.
Matoke initiative.
Matoke, yes, toke. So we all had bananas, we eat muumbo, there are communities that like it, there are communities that didn't like it. And for a long time we didn't do much with this. Then for her she said, but this banana, what is in it? Because we had been told it was 80% water. So it was really useless food. So for her she's like, let me look into this. So she goes and she studies it and discovers that you can actually make flour from banana. Oh, okay. So she actually develops the technology of making flour from banana, and everybody is shocked. And then we're like, okay, now I have the banana, now that's the technology. But what am I going to do with it? At first we thought maybe you can reconstitute it into a muumbo. We discovered, that doesn't happen. So then we start to get innovations from it. Now from the flour, we are able to make bread, we are able to make cakes, we are able to make biscuits, we are able to make cookies, we are able to make so many different products, and we are actually able to replace wheat. For people like me, I don't eat wheat. So we are able to replace that wheat, and there are so many people all over the world, they are gluten-free, they are intolerant to wheat. Then we are like, okay, now how do you build a brand out of that? How do you build a brand of Toke products? But then another person said, this flour here, I think I can make a tertiary product out of it. So they start using it to make baby food. And it is a darling in the Western world because Matoke has a good starch. People, they have problems with obesity, so when children take in a lot of sugars early, they are predisposed to being very obese very early in their life. Now Matoke has a very good starch which is not digested too fast. So when you eat Matoke, you don't put on that big weight. So they call it resistant starch. So those people take that, and also to the children who they don't want to expose to wheat very early because they develop that intolerance. Some are born intolerant. Now there is that product, baby food, made from there. Then we look and say, what more can we make from here? We can make very good starch from Matoke, very special starch, which is used in the production of medicine. Production of drugs. It has to have a special release. So it is a very unique. Then we realize that starch of Matoke can be used to cultivate what we call probiotics, which are natural treatments that help people with the weak digestive tracts, but also help people in the past 50. So you see, you have expanded. And now we are looking, we can make tea from banana peelings. We can make a special tea, which is mood creating. It helps you to sleep very well. We can make now, we said, okay, what about the banana stem? Now the banana stem, for a long time we looked at it like useless. We used to make the sampa when we were children to sleep, and that is all, leave it to rot. But we are building it into a big industry of textile. And even the water, when you extract the fiber, the water, we have seen that there are things that we can make. So from banana now, I can make over 10 different industries. So that is now, I have gone to innovation. I studied the toke in the lab. I was able to make banana fiber and banana flour. That's technology. Now the final things that I can make, that is innovation. Now I can do the innovation. How do I apply this thing to solve people's problems? Then I move to industry now. All this, the fourth pillar, the fourth milestone is industry. How do I create an industry out of this banana flour? How do I create a big industry from the banana fiber that we have extracted? We are now converting it such that we can mix it with cotton and make for you a shirt. You can imagine how big that is going to be. Then when I have finished now manufacturing, then I build a business. Now that all that is part of science. Why? Because for already known products, people know how to sell them. If I'm making sugar, everybody knows the market for sugar. But if I'm making Kayola buses, people here don't know how to buy, to use buses when you are making them. You know how to import a bus you need from Japan, but you don't know when you are the one producing buses. So we must first innovate how to market. So like that one which is showing the e-bus express, that is commercialization, creating new businesses coming out of science. And then finally, I have to show how it touches the economy. So when we talk about science or STI, we call that the Science, Technology and Innovation Economy Highway. That is what we mean by science. And it is the failure for us to understand this earlier which hindered us from harnessing this in the earlier times. So again, the milestones are, when we talk about science, we are talking about a whole system of things, not just in the lab. Talking about the research which takes place in Naro, the research which takes place in Makerere, the research in Orumbarara University, Soroti University. We are talking about the innovations, the technologies which we build from there. Then we are talking about the innovative ways that we apply those technologies to solve people's problems. And sometimes we have people who are just entering this pipeline just from innovation. I have people who haven't been to school, but they think and they figure out something. Then we have to go back to science and find out, because if we are going to improve it, we need to understand it. But we support them all the time. Then you must build factories. Manufacturing, and this could be physical factories. If it is our softwares, then those are not physical factories, they are platforms. And then we must build brands. And when people begin, you know, one of the things which gives me joy, everywhere I go. I was in Washington about 2 weeks ago, and I mentioned Chira Motors, and everybody clapped. And I said, my first brand is coming up. There's a huge second brand coming up.
Well, a quick one, Doctor, on that, before a quick one. Why do we at times find that what we innovate, what we come up with in Uganda is very expensive compared to what we import?
Oh, okay.
That is also something that bothers me.
That is about to change. I'm sure that somewhere in your education you came across this term of scales of what?
Scales of demand?
No. I'm forgetting the economic term. Economies of scale. Yes, economies of scale. What we were doing in Uganda until now was reach STI. So I is the innovation. You have made something which works, but you have not manufactured it. You've made something, it works, but you have not put it to scale of manufacturing. For example, by 2021, Chira Motors had some buses. I think they had 4 electric buses and 2 diesel buses. Now, if you went and inquired about the price of that bus, it would be so expensive.
Yes.
Why? Because we do not sell prototypes. Prototypes are not for sale. Prototypes are a stop point towards industry. If you cannot take something into scale of mass manufacturing, to remain very expensive. So the reason why is because if a woman has to sit and mix the cream, you know, mix it by hand and then load it, she can only produce so much. And she cannot distribute. She cannot access bigger markets. So if you are importing, bringing in some imports, you are ordering a small amount, it is going to be very expensive. The workers, they are going to be few. So it is just that when you are going to make science work and compete, like now the buses have drastically come down. Yeah, drastically come down. And most of the products that we are taking through industry, that's why I told you there are 6 milestones once again. The science must be right, the technology is developed, converted into innovation. Innovation is now to convert that flour Professor Muranga has made into bread. And know that, now this, I've standardized how to make bread. But if she continues baking that bread in the home bakery to sell, it will be very expensive. But if she builds a bread factory, which is going to churn out bread, then the bread is going to come down to even lower than the current prices of bread. So the explanation is that we were trying to sell prototypes. Now, the STI we are in is leading us into industrialization. Industrialization. That's why you see me talking about the 6 milestones.
Now, Doctor, you've been at the helm of science, technology, and innovation for the last 5 years. What is that you boast about?
The first thing that I boast about is that I have been able to decode the system for making science build the economy. Because my president moved around with that vision in his hands for a long time. You know, at first when I just got the job, I thought, he has just woken up, because before then I was in my other things. But I think he has just realized. Then as I kept talking to him and I kept reading he has had this dream for a long time. And then I studied and realized it was the only pathway for us to go to where we want to go as a nation. So decoding and defining for Uganda how science builds the economy and being able to demonstrate it as a whole, an entire system, that is one of my first achievements. That gives me so much fulfillment. The second one is to demonstrate that it works. So the things that you see are not the big industries that we are going to build, but that is a demonstration. It's like, okay, I discovered where the road is going to pass. Now I cleared the pathway. Then I have put on some layers of tarmac. Now let me demonstrate that I can actually drive on it. So we have 8 areas, and almost each of those has something. Mobility, building a domestic automotive industry. We have been able to bring Kayola buses to the market. Now it is an Africa household company. We have orders from everywhere. We have been able now to expand that to bring the challenge, and I want to tell you that we are deploying electric buses, so people who are feeling the pinch of fuel in Kampala, you will be able to jump on a bus which is electric, and the transport costs will not go up. This was already endorsed by cabinet on Monday. So we are going to try and ease the life of people. Even you, when you're driving my car, these buses are really good. We have Wi-Fi on them. They are very comfortable. They are really modern. So you leave that car when the fuel is draining your pocket. Jump onto the bus.
So they will be easily available?
Yes, the charts are going to come out where, where it is going to, either today or tomorrow, the routes are going to come out. The borders, there has been a joke that the electric borders are now happy. So that because we want the fuel borders to reduce from the city, they are poisoning us too much. Then we have been able to produce certain products in the health sector, which we did not have capacity at all during COVID. We are producing our own COVID diagnostics and a lot of diagnostics now, our HIV diagnostics, we are making them malaria diagnostics, we are making them, we are producing drugs more than we had before, and we have built factories to scale, big factories. If you have not seen the Biopharma, you need to go there. We have established core infrastructure for almost each of these things. For example, we have what we call deep tech. We were really not producing electronics, but now we are producing electronics, both simple ones and sophisticated ones. We are even exporting electronics. We are building the brain of machines here in Namamve. Yes. So that is a huge achievement. I've been able to demonstrate that this thing works. And so you can trust it. And we have products, including touching products like coffee, where people thought, you know, people had even a myth that if you grind the coffee in Uganda, you cannot export it. By the time it reaches the market, it would have lost value. We have been able to test that. We have exported containers of ground coffee.
Well,
still on the market.
Doctor, time seems to be flying, but I can't let you go without mentioning or discussing something regarding the Science Week.
Yeah. Fellow Ugandans, this week, starting tomorrow, is National Science Week 2026. Come and position yourself in your future. We are not inviting you this time to convince you that science works. We are inviting you to come and see opportunity of the future, because this is a revolution in Uganda. It's a revolution. It's the first industrial revolution which we are participating in, because the other ones we missed, the three. But this one is our revolution. The issue is that revolutions do not stop. Revolutions come like a train coming after you. So I want to invite the young people, come and see your future, locate your job, locate your employment, locate your innovation, come and see where you fit. The educators in universities, come and see what is happening, the science of tomorrow. That science which ends at publication is now obsolete. The innovators who are out there, every Ugandan is an innovator. For us, I've told you, we support everybody. We are going to be showing you all the work. Those who have wanted to see what is the science, come and see. We know that school children have gone home, but parents, some schools have organized to actually reconvene their children and bring them. They usually bring them. Come and see. We have so many things that are going to be happening. Let me just take a minute and articulate. We already started the hackathon. A hackathon is an exercise where you start with the problems. You start with a problem and give innovators to find solutions, and within a limited time. So we started this on Monday. There are teams, we had a call nationwide, and there are teams, 10 teams which are working, and 3 of those teams are each going to win 300 million to support that innovation. It's not for your food, it is to support the innovation so that you can bring the solution to market. Then we are also going to be showcasing the finished products that are on the market. They are on the market. We have Made in Uganda supermarket, which we launched last year. It has become a global hit. It has become international now. This is going to be our Alibaba, the Alibaba of Uganda. So you see us coming. We have to reach the market. So we have our Alibaba. So if you're still producing your products, there are very few, come with them. And we will be able to support you so that you can, many of you innovators, people producing small scale, you are stuck, you can't get UNBS to clear you, you come to STI and we support you so that we can have the pipeline. This next financial year, STI wants to put a minimum of 100 new products on the market. 100 new products on the market.
Yes.
And we want also to begin to take a Made in Uganda supermarket international. We have already taken it. It's online. There's a platform online. Come and see the technologies that are going to enter. If you are an industrialist and you have been importing things, you are importing things which you are now making here. You are incurring unnecessary issues, getting in trouble with URA, with taxes. The things are being made here. So our science and technology, we are confidently saying it works. So starting tomorrow, we have the opening ceremony. Please come. The place will be open. Come and join the opening ceremony. We will be exhibiting. Tomorrow the exhibition opens wide. The whole of Kororo is set up for you. And then we are going to be having discussions with different groups of people.
Okay.
Yes, different. We want, there are many people who are investing. They're investors. And we want to give them an option to invest in STI. We call them IDEs, Innovation-Driven Enterprises. So we'll be having a conversation. Because, as I say, you have had clients, but the economy is changing. The vehicle is changing. Come and position yourself how to generate new clients in this new transformed economy where we are going. And I want to invite all the sectors. You are all represented. You know we have done this before. You have done this before. Science is not just a sector. Science is a system of production that transforms the quality of products that we produce, and therefore is able to give us more money in our economy, is able to give us more jobs in our economy, and is able to give us more technologies for us also to access. I want to thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm really looking forward. Starting tomorrow, my office is going to be at Kororo. There are some people who have been saying, I want to meet you. Now you have that chance. I'll be at Kororo. I'll have an office there. Just to come, and they will schedule you, and I'll be able to talk to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Monica Musenero, Minister for Science, Technology, and Innovation. See you in Kororo. Have the best of your day. God bless you.
And UBC will be there.
Definitely.
UBC will be there.
As a must. We will be
As
there.
a must. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day.